Doesn't seem to be on the shelves. Now, this is a very strange shelf design and no flat surfaces. Sometimes I question the know my sensibilities. Maybe that's why they're extinct. They just didn't have a good shelf to put anything on. Hello everyone and welcome back to Astrophysicist Plays Outer Wilds. I'm excited to get back into this game today. So, first off, in the comments on one of my previous videos, a commenter pointed out to me that I had indeed missed something on Giants Deep. So, I am going to zip ahead there, find what that is, and I will show you once I get there. So, be right back to you in a minute or so. Okay, here we are. So, we are back on that one island on Giant's Deep I couldn't find anything to do on, where we've got this big crystal with the jellyfish inside it and all these branches around. I searched around again, and lying right here on the floor, you can find a burnt out campfire and a recording. So let's see what this says. Trip 4, entry number whatever. Crashes 2? Oh, you're doing quite well. Boring crashes 0. Remember to see Slate when I get back. Haha, yeah. All the way down to the core. Consider yourself conquered, Giants Deep. You just got feldsparred. That was one of my more dramatic feats, if I do say so myself. Can't believe I wasn't electrocuted. Can't wait to tell Hornfels and Gosson about this one. I guess brute force isn't always the answer. Right, so that's one more off the list. Seems all that's left is the big one now. Dark Bramble, here I come. Okay, so Feldspar figured out a way to get to the core of Giants Deep and is off to Dark Bramble. Alright. Okay, well that's one more lead we can follow. Right now, I think let's go back to Brittle Hollow, actually. So, I will meet you all there. Okay, and here we are at Brittle Hollow. So, I feel like next, let's investigate this gravity cannon, since I see it right here, and we can probably get right down onto it. Ooh. And yeah, there's plenty of holes around. I'm sure we can jetpack in relatively safely. Famous last words, probably. So, let's see how this goes. Okay, gravity cannon in front. Let's look for a safe-ish way down, and we can figure out what exactly a gravity cannon is, and why a gravity cannon is, and why is Gomorrah. Okay, yeah, that worked surprisingly well. Okay, what do we have here? Okay, this is the path to the Southern Observatory. We will want to go there, but not quite yet. So, straight into the heart of it. Let's hope standing out here doesn't result in me getting cannoned. Okay, so far so good. Oh, let's go up first. Okay, so we can go up further there. That probably takes us to the surface. Let's give it a go just to find out. Are we at the surface? Yeah, it looks like it. Let's just see if there's anything around here of interest. Ooh, there is. Okay. Okay. Tablet, tablet, tablet. It's gotta be one around here. There always says, here we go. Okay. Brittle Hollow Projection Stone. So we already on Brittle Hollow, so it's gonna show us, I guess, somewhere else on the same planet. Okay, it's showing us a different projection pool. That's interesting. Wonder where this is. Huh. Some big circular building. Okay. Let's see what they have to say about it. Solanum. I'm at the shuttle. I'm ready to take my first pilgrimage to the quantum moon. Bells. That's exciting. You're almost ready, but there's still one more rule you need to learn. Come see me at the Tower of Quantum Knowledge. Okay, so we were looking at the Tower of Quantum Knowledge. Bells. The tower is on the opposite side of Brittle Hollow. If you follow the path west to the crossroads, you can reach the tower from there. Solanum, my gratitude for your directions, Bells. I'll see you soon. Okay, that's something else we can pick up on later. For now, let's see what a gravity cannon is, and then once we have an idea of what's supposed to be going on, maybe we can talk about the physics of it a little, see if it actually makes any sense. Okay, I don't think we can just drop through that. Yeah, it's just gonna push us up. Okay, so we're gonna have to... Yeah, carefully. Okay. So what's this? The crossroads. Okay, we don't need to go back there yet. Is there any way down? So, by the time this video goes up, you should also see my video up that's kind of a spin-off of this series called Astrophysicist Talks, where I talk all about black holes and all the weird things going on with black holes and wormholes. So if you haven't seen that yet, you can find it on my channel. Just go to my channel page. You can either look at recent videos, or it should be in a playlist called Astrophysicist Talks. But right now, I need to figure out a way out of here. Okay. I think that's where I first came in. Alright, let's go down. See if we can get any idea of what this gravity cannon is. Now, it occurs to me the Nomai have these gravity crystals which can redirect the force of gravity in a local area. So maybe the gravity cannon is something like that, using redirection of gravity as a way to shoot something out of a cannon. Yeah, the redirection of gravity and artificial gravity in this way already doesn't work too well with physics as we understand it. So I doubt the gravity cannon will. Okay, so the shuttle is currently resting at the quantum moon. So we just saw the writing that Solanum was on their pilgrimage to the quantum moon. So they probably took the shuttle there. Okay. Oh, something more going on here. Activate the gravity cannon. Call the shuttle home. Oh, okay. Let's call the shuttle home. That was interesting. Okay. So it looked like it created a miniature wormhole and popped the shuttle out. So maybe that's how their teleportation works. We saw a bit of that in the last episode. We couldn't actually trigger it before the sun exploded, but we did see them doing it. So what if we shoot the gravity cannon? Okay, then shuttle goes off. Let's see if we can call the shuttle back again. Okay, yeah, it creates the wormhole somehow. And let's just watch how it goes, see if we can get any idea how the gravity cannon is working. No. No, I don't see anything happening. So I can only guess on, based on what we know about Nomai technology, that it's related to how they use those gravity crystals to redirect gravity. And they're doing something like maybe they've got a bunch of gravity crystals stocked up in there that they can use to repel the ship. Although all the ones we've seen kind of, well, they align the force of gravity along a certain dimension. So if they've got the gravity's up, the crystals upside down in there pointed at the shuttle, and then they turn them all on, that should push the shuttle away. So maybe that's how their gravity cannon works. Okay, well, let's have a look at the inside of this shuttle. Okay. Oh, some writing here. Solanum, I am here. After watching it wander the skies for so long, I am about to stand for the first time on the quantum moon. As expected, my shuttle has landed at the moon's south pole. I will make the remainder of my journey on foot. Solanum, we don't know why the quantum moon always welcomes its visitors at the south pole, just that this is true. That's interesting. I'm trying to think if there's any physically plausible reason that might be, but the quantum stuff in this game is very weird and not closely tied to how quantum mechanics works in reality. Solanum, as a child, I considered such unknowns sinister. Now, though, I understand they bear no ill will. The universe is, and we are. That's a good philosophy on it. Solanum, I am ready. Okay. So, what can we do here? Okay, it doesn't let us seem to be letting us choose the center one. Oh, okay, I think we just launched the Nomai shuttle. So, where are we heading? Let's see. You can see the hourglass twins there. I wonder how you control this. I wonder what that is. Huh. Okay, so left seemed to be launch. Maybe left is forward. So would right be backwards? No, I don't know. We might need to figure this out if we don't want to get stranded, though. What about the center? Okay. That, I think that teleported us. Okay, what's that ahead? Let's check the map. We are... It says we're on Brittle Hollow. Oh, so we went back to the gravity cannon. Okay, left goes forward. I'm not sure forward to where, how exactly we fly this. But the center... Ugh, that's disorienting. I guess going through a wormhole would be. Okay, so center takes us back. Left goes forward. Can I get anywhere in particular, though? I'm still not sure what right does. Yeah, I might have triggered right. Maybe left is forward, right is stop. I seem to be locked on to Hollow's lantern. Huh. Interesting. And it strikes me that a shuttle probably needs more than 3 options to control well. Maybe it's set up with some complicated autopilot system that I think we... Yep, we just crashed into Hollow's lantern. So I'm going to go file a bug report with the Nomai who created this shuttle. I think that's a pretty serious design flaw. In any case, I'll be right back on Brittle Hollow. I think we've seen all there is to see around the gravity cannon, so let's go check out the Tower of Quantum Knowledge this time. Be right back. Okay, and we are back at Brittle Hollow. So, while I make my way to the Tower of Quantum Knowledge, one fun note I remember hearing at a talk about the design of the Outer Wilds, it turns out that the Nomai shuttle is one of 2 very important objects in the game, the other being our own spaceship. And what's important about these is that they are the only objects where the game makes sure to properly simulate the physics of them even when you're far away on a different planet. So what this means is, basically, in order to conserve resources, the game will go into like a low resolution mode for simulating what goes on a planet when you aren't there, and then just catches up in the details if you go there. However, if you leave your spaceship behind on a planet, it will keep that planet in high resolution mode even when you aren't there. So for instance, on Brittle Hollow, it will keep track of which pieces are falling into the black hole in high resolution mode. So if you leave your spaceship behind, let's say you go through Whitehole Station, end up on the other side of this solar system, it wants to make sure your spaceship is properly simulated in the meantime. So, for instance, if you leave it on a piece of land, which later falls into the black hole, the spaceship won't be left behind where the land was when you come back because it wasn't simulating it. It has to keep simulating the planet. So your spaceship is one object it does that for, and the Nomai shuttle is the only other one in the game. So if you really want to tank the game's performance, what you have to do is put the Nomai shuttle on one planet, like Brittle Hollow, take your spaceship to a second planet, and then fly yourself to a third, and that'll result in 3 planets in total going into high resolution mode and really stress your system. They thought about putting in an achievement for this, but didn't want to encourage people to break the game or overheat their computers. Okay, anyways, back to the game. Plume. The trees are moving. The trees in this grove wander about freely. The entire plant, roots and all. This is not normal, even for this alien planet. And I never see them move. Is that even possible? Sounds like you've got some quantum trees on your hand. Plume. If anyone else witnesses this as disturbing behavior, I implore you, record your observations here. Either these trees are aberrant or my brain must be. Plume is right. Oh, it looks like it's working now where things actually are pausing when I read. I wonder why that wasn't working before. Okay, Thatch. Plume is right. The trees do move. I confess I didn't notice until I read his notes. Thatch. Alarmingly, it isn't only the trees. There is other matter in this area, such as that unusual shard of rock moving in this same eerie way. Felix. That rock is unusual for another reason too. Thatch. It possesses color and texture I've never seen elsewhere on this planet. Felix. Hypothesis. This rock shard's presence is significant. We should study it. Could it be what is causing other nearby objects to also move about this area? Okay. So I think we're above the Tower of Quantum Knowledge here. And this grate won't allow us to get in. Bells, beneath your feet lies the Tower of Quantum Knowledge. Bells, if you are preparing to make your first pilgrimage to the quantum moon, descend the steps to the entrance below. The knowledge held within will help you on your journey. Okay, well, let's see what's down below. Ooh, unidentified signal nearby. Yeah, so that's Ryback. Is it the distress beacon? Huh. Oh. The Southern Observatory, south 550 meters. Okay, so this way is to the Southern Observatory. What's this way? Entrance to the Tower of Quantum Knowledge below 90 meters. Okay. I'm guessing this, yeah, that changes the direction of the elevator. Or de-elevator. Yeah, that's for the other way. Okay, and Tower of Quantum Knowledge, which for some reason they made incredibly difficult to get to. Very big ground floor here. You need those really high ceilings in your Tower of Quantum Knowledge. Otherwise, it's... Well, it doesn't have any structural reason. It's just an artistic decision. But it's a very important artistic decision. Otherwise, everybody here will think your Tower of Quantum Knowledge is a bit gauche. Bells, be welcomed in this place. Above you stands the Tower of Quantum Knowledge. Bells, if you are making your first pilgrimage to the quantum moon, ascend these stairs and obtain the last of the knowledge you need for the journey. Now, we don't have the first of the knowledge, but well, we'll just do it in reverse order. We'll sequence break it. Yeah, what's going on there? Why am I saying? Okay. So, it looks like the floor is... Yes. The floor is... Well, actually, the floor is behaving a bit more properly as a floor than it normally is. It used to be the floor was vertical. It's now slightly less vertical. So the floor is being good, but that's a bit inconvenient for us. Let's see, how high do we get with the jetpack? Oh, not nearly high enough. We barely get any lift. Okay, yeah, so I think the gravity here is too strong for us to get up. And looking at the tower, it also looks like the openings are going to be too small for our ship to get in. So, this is a pickle. So, well, let's think about what we've learned so far. Just pause it, go through what we know. So, we've seen a couple incidents of teleportation here. There's going through the black hole at the center of the planet, recalling the Nomai shuttle, and theoretically, though we haven't seen it, there's a teleporter on Whitehall Station, which will get you back to Brittle Hollow. So, option one, there might be some way to teleport inside this tower. Now, if you could teleport inside, I'm not sure why they would have the grand entrance here. But it is a possibility. Option two, something to do with things happening over time. This game happens over a loop, so possibly sometime if we come here earlier or later would be different. Now, we did come here pretty early in the loop, and unless this fell like right before we got here, which actually looking at this isn't even the whole chunk. this is much smaller than what we've lost. So, ooh, and something else is falling. So this thing is crumbling around us. So, let's see, I recall Scout Launcher launched out surface integrity 49%. So this whole thing is at 49% surface integrity. It doesn't seem to be decreasing very quickly. Let's see here. Ooh, 30%. Yes. So this entire tower will fall into the black hole at the center of the planet. And on the other side, well, if it goes through that, it's going to be floating out in empty space near Whitehall Station. So, well, actually, you know what? I'm just going to let the game run here, and let's talk physics while it's running. I don't think I can get my whiteboard app out without pausing the game. So, yeah, I'll just look around, let you enjoy the view while I chat about some physics. So, have you heard 3 minutes of oxygen remaining? That's actually a problem. So, let's see, can I dash to the crossroads, get some trees and back? Yeah, actually, I'm going to go back to the ship, refill oxygen, come back here, and just talk about physics. So, have you ever heard about those plane flights you can go on where you get to experience zero gravity and wonder how they work? Well, if you haven't, those are a real thing you can do. And if you want to experience zero gravity, it's pricey, but affordable if you're middle class-ish. Okay, there we go. Got some trees. I should probably put the scout out so it tracks 15. Ooh, we're getting down. Yeah, so yeah, it's pricey, but you can save up and do it. Now, question is, how do you experience zero gravity? Are those planes going out into space? Well, no, they always stay within Earth's atmosphere. What they do is they basically fall for quite a while. And while the plane is falling, you're also falling inside it. So the plane's falling, and you're falling at the same speed. So relative to the plane, you don't really feel any effects of gravity. What this means is you feel relative weightlessness. And this is actually one of the insights that led to Einstein's theory of general relativity, is that if you're in an enclosed chamber, the chamber is falling in gravity and you're falling in gravity, you won't notice. You'll just be weightless in a chamber. And so it's all equivalent to a chamber out in the middle of space, not touching anything. You can't really tell the difference between an enclosed chamber sitting there doing nothing in the middle of nothing with no gravity versus one in a gravitational field falling with that field while you're also falling, because you'll be falling at the same rate. There's no experiment you can do to tell the difference. So the insight, and then another complicating insight is, what if you're in a chamber that's resting on the surface of a planet? You'll feel gravitational acceleration towards the bottom of it because it's being held up by the planet, but gravity is still holding you down, so the chamber has to hold you up. But compare that to, what if the chamber is out freely in space and something is causing it to accelerate at the same acceleration as you would if you were on the planet? As the chamber accelerates, it has to apply that force to you to keep you accelerating along with it. And from your perspective, you're seeing the same thing, that you're just accelerating along with the chamber, or feeling acceleration downwards from your perspective. So again, even when you do feel gravity in a chamber, you can't tell, is that because we're in a gravitational field, or is it because the whole thing is being accelerated forcefully? And so Einstein's insight is that this is all really the same thing. Gravity and free fall is just something taking the natural path through space. And if you want it to take an unnatural path, you apply some force to it, and this force will be felt by the object as some accelerational force, like they're feeling acceleration downward. So think of it this way. You're in the middle of space, in a chamber, floating. Whoa. That one. Okay, that one did hit us. It just clipped through. So you're in the middle of space, in a chamber, floating, and then suddenly somebody wants to accelerate it, so they yank on the chamber, and the chamber yanks on you, and this feels like a gravity force. And so, what about when you're on Earth, just feeling gravity on your feet? Well, this is basically the same thing, that the pressure of the planet not wanting to collapse into a black hole. It doesn't like atoms being in the same place. They tend to repel each other and hold each other apart. So there is a force pushing you against what you would naturally do, which is fall towards the center of the Earth. Yeah, if the gravity were there, but the Earth weren't, you would kind of fall naturally. But with the Earth there, it presses you against what you would naturally do. So this kind of led into the idea of general relativity, that things follow what Einstein calls geodesics. This is the natural path they would take through space. It's basically the straightest path through space-time they can possibly take. And gravity just has the effect of changing what that natural path is, so that that natural path looks like it's accelerating towards the center of the gravitational field. And this is putting me in a tough position here. I don't know if I'll have enough oxygen to last through when this falls, because this is very annoying with the integrity, that it's not dropping linearly, which is actually kind of, it's slowing down. It's kind of a Zeno's paradox. You might have heard that, like, you shoot out an arrow, the arrow goes towards a target, but before getting there, it first has to go halfway there. But before going halfway there, or after it goes halfway there, it has to go half the remaining distance, and then half the remaining distance again, and then half again, and it basically halves the remaining distance an infinite number of times, but still doesn't get to the ultimate destination. And the paradox is, how can the arrow ever get to the final destination if it has to go through an infinite number of steps to do so? And the solution to that is calculus, that it gives you the mathematical framework where you actually can add up infinite numbers of infinitely small things. So we just have to hope here that, there we go, surface integrity 0. So we should, yes, we are now falling, and whoa, and we're on the other side of the black hole. Cool. Okay. Yep, there's the tower. Ugh. Lots of gravitational lensing going on here. Okay, so, we can lock onto it. And let's find our way in. So that's the top of the tower. Ouch. Flashlight on. Okay. So we kind of fell out of it, but we can probably find our way back in. I've got a full tank of oxygen, so this just a little bit of finagling around, and we should be able to get in and explore the tower in zero gravity. Okay, there we go. And yeah, I think this is the way up. Here we go. Okay, so this is what was blocked off, and yeah, I just gotta be a little bit careful. Take the scroll here. And now we just need to find a place to put the scroll, plug it into the wall. Oh, does the floor work now? Yes. Okay, we can use this. That helps. Over here. Okay. Now you got trees up here. You gotta put some trees in the lobby. Seriously, the design sensibilities of their quantum towers are just baffling. Okay. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, finally. Bells, if you're here to make your first pilgrimage to the quantum moon, you are almost prepared to set out on this deeply significant journey. Before you do, pause and remember your history. Bells, we make this journey not only for ourselves, but also to honor the members of our clan who came before us. Those who, after the crash that brought them to this star system, became stranded on Brittle Hollow and on Ember Twin, with no communication between these two groups of survivors. Okay, so that's a bit of interesting history. So they traveled here but got split up with two groups who made different settlements, one on Brittle Hollow, which we've kind of seen the remnants of, and another on Ember Twin, which we haven't seen much of yet. So we saw the escape pod here that they must have come on. Okay. Bells. These Nomai looked upward from two different planets and saw the same wandering moon visiting their skies. It was this moon, the quantum moon, that kept their curiosity alive during this long period of hardship. Bells. After the two divided groups were able to reunite, it became our clan's united goal to find and visit the quantum moon. This took time, and many Nomai who dreamed of seeing the quantum moon died before we discovered how to make the journey. Bells, when you reach the quantum moon, recall these Nomais and carry their curiosity onward with you. All right. And let's see what we have over here. Welcome, Solanum. They have personalized messages. Need to update it for me, though. Welcome, Solanum. Your arrival here means you've completed your preparations on Giant's Deep and are ready to depart for the quantum moon. Oh, wait. Preparations on Giant's Deep. Did we see anything like that? I don't think so. So maybe there's something else we missed there. Okay, second. On your pilgrimage, the quantum moon will carry you, just as it carried me and many in our clan before me, to the moon's sixth and most secret location. Bells, you'll be aided in your pilgrimage by the shrine our clan built on the quantum moon. But remember this final rule. To explore the sixth location, the shrine must be on the moon's north pole. Huh. Bells, be curious on your journey. Okay, shrine must be on the North Pole. So how does the... Well, I guess the shrine moves because the moon is quantum and weird. Oh, what's this? So, looking around, are those the different... Yeah, those are the different planets. That's... Okay, so that's Dark Bramble. That is probably Giant's Deep. Brittle Hollow. Oh, Timber Hearth, the Hourglass Twins, and something else, maybe the Sun. And I guess that's the quantum moon. So this tracks where the quantum moon is, like which planet it's currently orbiting around. And yeah, every once in a while it changes as the moon wanders. Okay, so I think that's all there is to see here. So while we're here, let's head on over to Whitehall Station and experiment a bit with that teleporter if we have time. Because we want to see, can we get teleported back to Brittle Hollow? So can we, let's see, do we have Whitehall Station on the map? No, it isn't. Well, the ship came with us, so we could get into that. Oh. Sun is about exploding anyway, so might not be able to do much here anyway. So, I think what I'm going to do is just meditate until the next loop, because we won't have time to do much. Head back to Brittle Hollow, and let's see if we can find our way to the Southern Observatory. And here we are at Brittle Hollow, and hey, that's probably the quantum moon right there. So, something to investigate later. Okay. So, as I recall, it said there are paths to the Southern Observatory from either the gravity cannon or the Tower of Quantum Knowledge, and the gravity cannon is easiest to get into. Ship took a little bit of damage. Let's just repair it while we're here. I'm not sure if we'll actually be coming back, but might as well. It doesn't take long. Okay. So, let's carefully drop down. Yeah, we'll go over here. There we go. Okay, so let's check for signposts. This way. Okay, so we want to go south 550 meters. It's going to be a bit of a hike. Okay, so can we turn that on? No, other direction. Want to go forward here. Okay. It looks maybe a bit misaligned up ahead. I guess maybe the planet's been shifting and things have fallen out. So let's, yeah, there we go. Just use my jetpack a bit to adjust onto the other one. Okay, let's hope this is the right way. Ooh, yeah, the path down here is really worn out. Okay. No, I don't think I can make that jump. Let's try over here. That looks... Let's compare those. Oof. Neither of these jumps look easy, but I think this one is a bit shorter. Yeah, oh, there we go. Okay, I've got more room than more flexibility, more space than I thought. All right. Oof. Actually, I think I wanted to go that way. But... Oh, wait, let's go here. Yeah, okay, no broken legs yet. And around here, we've got another elevator. Let's check the path before we follow it, as, yep, that's misaligned. 2, and if we don't do anything about it, we'll just fall into the black hole. So when we get close, we're going to have to jetpack up a bit, it looks like. It's going to be a bit tricky. Let's hope for the best here. Catch me. Oh, phew. Caught me. Good. Okay. So on the map, it looks like we're pretty close to the Southern Observatory, actually. Okay. Gravity crystals over there. Interior trees over there. Can't imagine they get much sunlight inside the planet. Yeah, I wonder how the trees work without sunlight. What is it? Could be energy from the black hole. Black holes actually produce quite a bit of energy. You know, fun fact, if you want to convert mass to energy, a black hole is actually the most efficient known way in the universe to do that. Yeah, even more than a nuclear reaction. Black holes can convert around 10% of the mass that goes into them into energy they shoot out. Nuclear reactions are a tiny fraction of that, like less than 1%. Okay, we made it. So while I go, let's just explain, how do black holes convert mass to energy? Well, basically it's because in order for something to fall into a black hole, it needs to lose a lot of its energy. So the black hole is at the bottom of a huge potential well. So for something to go inside, it needs to lose a lot of gravitational energy. And if it doesn't, then it'll be going at a huge speed and just fly right out again. Ugh, made that jump. Okay, good. So if something is to fall into a black hole, it has to lose that speed. Well, how does that happen? Well, it happens by colliding with everything else that's falling into a black hole. So eventually a lot of things will fall into the black hole and build up what's called an accretion disk. Accretion is the process of things being added to the cloud of junk around the black hole. Then they all orbit it and build up a disk of stuff orbiting the black hole. This is what they call the accretion disk. Now, where do I go from here? Are there more crystals up there? Yeah. I did not like that sound. Okay. Oh. Well, I'm kind of all right here. Can I get up on those vines? Yeah. So this builds up an accretion disk of everything that's around the black hole, and you know, space is mostly empty, but every once in a while things in this disk will bump into each other. This will, cause heat. The heat causes them to vibrate. Vibrating things give off light. There's electromagnetic rules for why this is, but yeah, don't fret about the details of why. So vibrating electric things give off light, and so basically things bump into each other, give off energy in the form of light. They both slow down a bit, and in order for them to slow down enough to fall into the black hole, they have to give up, it turns out, energy equal to about 10% of their mass converted to energy. So you convert it, E equals mc squared, multiply it by 10%, and you get the amount of energy it has to spit out in order to have low enough energy that it can fall into the black hole. Oh, this is such a precarious path here. Yeah, oh, phew, just barely. So yeah, that's how you get about 10% of the mass of something out as energy, by sending it into a black hole. It has to lose a lot of energy to get in there. It loses it by bumping into other things and emitting light, and the amount it has to lose is 10% of its mass, which results in black holes being the most efficient engines in the universe for converting mass into energy. Ghost matter, as if this path wasn't perilous enough already. Okay, scout launcher up. Like, they're really putting us through the ringer here to get to the Southern Observatory. Like, I don't even see any. Ooh. Whoa. Oh. That's interesting. Okay, ghost matter is all over the wall there. So it's being held to the wall by the gravity crystals. Oh, that makes things so much more difficult. So I think over there, yeah, we've got to go over to that bit of the wall where there's no ghost matter. Oh, jeez. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, down here, any more ghost matter? Oh, I think we're clear. We can put that away. Ugh. I was worried that the changing perspective would change how my jetpack worked and make that one difficult, but I made it. Phew. Okay. Getting across. You know, I thought since the map showed me almost at the Southern Observatory, I was almost done, but no, there's more to go. This better be something important we learn there. Okay. Am I at a dead end? Where am I? No, don't want to go that way. Don't want to go that way. Oh, boy. Please tell me I didn't reach a dead end. Principles of game design say that I shouldn't go this far for nothing, but... Ooh. Yeah, definitely clipping. Yeah, that shouldn't have happened. Okay, so... Where to now? Maybe... Well, looking at the map, I have to go back this way, so maybe that is a dead end. Okay, let's try going back. Alright. Scout launcher out. Let's watch for ghost matter. Oh, so what am I supposed to do about the ghost matter? I think jump over it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Let's just see how close I can get. Okay, so it's just on the other side of this crystal. I've got to jump over it. Nope, that didn't work, and I'm almost dead. Okay, well, this'll be... Well, you know, while we're out here, let's give Whitehall Station a try. Let's just see if we can teleport back. We're at pretty low health. Maybe we can stop at the ship. I'm not sure how we are on time, but let's at least try the teleporter, see how it goes. Okay, oxygen, that's one thing we needed, but we also need fuel and health. Okay. Be patient here. I think that's the teleporter alignment thingamajig. Can't really do much to speed it up ourselves. Is that even moving? Oh, very slowly. Okay, well, you can skip ahead. I'm gonna have to wait here. Okay, I'm still waiting here. It started rotating a bit towards pointing to Brittle Hall, then rotated back, so this could take a while. Yeah, I suppose like in the real lives of Nomai, it's not too long to get back there, but I'm at the point where I would have been better off resetting the loop to get back. But I did want to come back to just point out one thing I noticed. So I was looking around while waiting and looking at the floor here. And this might look familiar to you if you remember when we were in the Nomai shuttle earlier in this episode. We saw something that looked an awful lot like this, and I wondered what it was. So now that we're here, we know what this is. This is a warp platform to take us to Brittle Hollow. So presumably that thing in the Nomai shuttle was also intended to warp us somewhere. So I'm guessing that the warp thing in the shuttle was what was used to warp it back to the gravity cannon. Anyway, we are... Yeah, I'm just going to meditate to the next loop. At this point, even if we do get back, we won't have a chance to look at anything or get back to the Southern Observatory. So, I will skip ahead once more to about where I was on that path and see you again there. Okay, so while I was getting back to Brittle Hollow, I noticed something else on the surface I don't think I've investigated before. It looks like a little surface colony of the Nomai. The hanging city below. Have I been there? Yeah. Okay, Clary, to our friends on Brittle Hollow, I just worked here from the Whitehall station on the other side of Brittle Hollow's black hole. Our design worked. We've successfully recreated warp travel. Poke, I don't know how close it is to Anana's original design, but as long as what we've built works, then I'm delighted. I knew we could do it. Kasava, I hope you're reading this. Poke, wait, this can't be correct. Clary, have you seen these readings? If they were accurate, they would violate causality. There must be an equipment error somewhere. Poke, I'm returning to Whitehall Station. If you and Root meet me there, we can run a full diagnostic and hopefully locate the problem. Poke, don't tell Cassava. Huh. Felix, this is wonderful news. I can't wait to see the warp tower, although it's been a long time since I've jumped through a black hole. Okay. So, what do we have here? Another projection pool. Come on, where's the projection stone? Huh, usually they're not hard to find. Did I miss one upstairs? Something around here, maybe? That's probably not too far away. Yeah, pardon me. Have you seen a projection stone? No, dead silence. Maybe outside. Yeah, that's weird. Let's search around here a bit more, see if we can find a projection stone. So, this might be where you end up if you teleport here from Whitehall Station. Usually these things have something to read. Okay. What else? Where else could it be? Up here, maybe? Huh. What's over here? I don't really make me search for this one. Now there's something over there. Yeah, what's this? Felix, has anyone observed the phantom moon that sometimes greets us in the night sky? Your thoughts interest me. Plume, I'm interested in your playful moon. Is it much like its violent friend, Hollow's lantern? This moon isn't volcanic, to my unaided eyes. Sometimes it leaves its friend Hollow's lanterns for nights at a time. Plume, the nights the moon circles this planet appear random. It seems to travel as it likes. Thatch, imagine if there were 2 volcanic moons. Ugh. Plume, then I imagine there'd be none of us left. Felix, hypothesis, there can exist too much lava. Agreed. Thatch, I'd strongly prefer we test the null hypothesis. Yeah. Thatch, I compliment your eyes. How do you imagine it disappears? Hypothesis, could it be a shift in the light spectrum? Plume, suppose this moon is too shy to show us its face. Okay. Ugh. Still no projection stone. That's odd. Well, let's hunt around a bit more. It's quite possible it's right under my nose and I'm just not noticing it. Yeah, we look behind that. We look around here. It doesn't seem to be on the shelves. Now, this is a very strange shelf design and no flat surfaces. Sometimes I question the Nomai sensibilities. Maybe that's why they're extinct. They just didn't have a good shelf to put anything on. Maybe the stone's down below. How do we get down below? It looks like it's kind of collapsed in. Let's see. We're kind of at the North Pole here, so maybe we have to go down at one of the other locations, then come back up to see what's below, and that's a long way to go for a projection stone. Yeah, okay, that hurt. Alright, what's over here? Anything in there? Yeah, that feels like this is where we'd end up if we teleported. Okay. Oh. One more look around, see if there's anything we could have missed. Okay, well, I am not finding it, and I'm almost out of oxygen. So I'm going to go to the Hanging City, which should be right below this, and see if I can find it there. Okay, so I kind of flew inside the planet to get here. And yeah, you can kind of see how the tube is broken there. So let's have a look around inside, see what we can do. I guess once we get the protection stone going out, should be easy. Ooh, what's this? School District, Meltwater District, Eye Shrine District, Black Hole Forge District. Oh, so much around here. Yeah, and we were still planning to go to the Southern Observatory. You know what? This is a lot, and we were still on the path to the Southern Observatory, so I am going to try to get there first, and then come back here later. Okay, well, getting back, I noticed we never went up to this rock that was near the Quantum Tower, so let's see what there is there, if we can get up. Thatch, Plume, Felix, and I have determined this atypical shard of rock is the reason objects in this grove are behaving in a quantum... Oh, unidentified signal again. We'll have to figure that out. Felix, of note, a unique signal is coming from this shard. Okay, so that must be it. I'll use the signal scope after. Curiously, our friend the Wandering Moon sounds the same. Felix, I've also heard the same signal this shard produces, calling out from Giant's Deep, Timber Hearth, and the Hourglass Twins. Suppose there are other shards like this one. Thatch, the only other object we've observed displaying this quantum behavior is the Wandering Moon. I imagine the moon's behavior and this grove's are related. Boom. In her note from earlier, Felix mentions this strange type of rock isn't found elsewhere on Brittle Hollow. What if it isn't originally from this planet? Hypothesis. This quantum shard is from a wandering quantum moon. Perhaps it is even a small piece of the moon itself. Okay. Alright, so let's get out the signal scope. Okay, picked up a new frequency, quantum fluctuations. Cool. Alright, off to the Southern Observatory now. Let's hope we can actually make it this time. Okay, here we are, right where we fell before. I came from the the quantum tower this time, took a bit of a different path, but ended up more naturally coming to this point. So maybe the part that I thought was a dead end was actually the path from the quantum tower. Alright, so, no, not the signal scope, the scout launcher, and we can go, yeah, this is the tricky jump. Oh, okay, we have officially made progress. Let's hope we are close to the end. Okay. Trees, that's promising. Still don't know how they get light. Okay. So this way is south, so gotta go generally that direction. Alright, which way from here? Yeah, this might not be the intended path. Okay. Well, intended, schmintended, as long as it works. Okay, that's where I want to go, is up there. Can I jump high enough somehow? Yes I can, surprisingly. Ooh. Alright. Southern Observatory at last. This better be good. Can I unlock the front door? Well, I guess with the time loop, it's not going to do much good. But, yes, I can unlock the front door. Yeah, get down here and... Whose ship is that? Maybe, this could be Ryback's ship? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yada, yada. I think I read this before. Okay. Yeah, that's just Ryback. He couldn't find a way in. We've unlocked the door, but it'll reset every loop anyway. Okay, so... Projection stone. Okay, Giant's Deep projection stone. Yeah, we've been here. I think when we were there, it showed us this place. Let's see what they have to say. Cassava. Connoy, Daz, and I were lifting orbital probe cannon components into orbit for assembly, and one somehow sank down beneath the current. Wasn't that exactly what they said on the other side? Do these two projections shown say the same thing? Connoy, you should have seen it. We thought it was impossible for any cannon components to sink even partially below the current, but ours sank straight to the core. Yes, Cassava convinced me not to try to recreate the phenomenon myself using other cannon parts, but we're very curious to know what happened. How could something pass through the current? Connoy, my gratitude for your interesting question. This is exciting. Spire constructed a model of Giant's Deep here at Brittle Hollow's Southern Observatory. Oh, so it's like a remote conversation, and they both have a record of it. That's what's going on. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that was the same thing. Alright, so let's check out what we have over here. Two tornadoes going in different directions. Conway. Cassava's construction yard has been using the cyclones on Giant's Deep to lift orbital probe cannon parts into orbit, but one component was pushed down past the current that usually prevents anything from sinking. Spire and I are crafting a model to determine why this happened. Spire, an update. It's now clear there are two different types of cyclones. Yeah, going different directions, one not really making much sense. Spire, most cyclones on Giant's Deep rotate clockwise. These are the cyclones Cassava typically uses to send components into orbit. Oh, that's actually a clever way to get things out into space. There also exists a rarer type of cyclone that spins the opposite direction and pushes objects beneath the waters and below the current. Oh, so clockwise throws things up, counterclockwise throws things down. Cassava, my gratitude, Spire. Conway is showing me your handiwork, and I'm intrigued by this secondary type of cyclone. But was it really necessary to build a model to tell me that? Spire, the model will be useful as we continue monitoring Giant's Deep. Also, I very much wanted to make a model. Yeah, I understand. Okay. Alright. So, if we want to go below the current, find the cyclone going the other direction and hop into it. Alright, that is very useful information. Let's see if there's anything else going on up here. Ooh. Looks like they made quite a few models here. Huh, what? That looks very artificial. Okay, is that a model like the sun and planets orbiting it, maybe? Huh. What's this? That looks like... Okay, that's Timber Hearth. Okay, so we're making a little solar system model here. Cool. And that adds Brittle Hollow and Giant's Deep. And Dark Bramble. And whatever this is. Ooh. That's way out far and very chaotic orbit. That's weird. Okay. Error. Unable to determine orbit. No signal detected matching any known criteria for the eye of the universe. Okay, so that's the eye of the universe. But they don't know where it is. Alright. Let's see what this is. Conway. What have we learned thus far in our search for the eye of the universe? Mallow. Based on our knowledge of the quantum moon, we believe the eye is in orbit around this star system's sun. This would mean the eye is located within a finite, albeit enormous, range. Yeah, well, in orbit. Technically, you can be as far out as you want and still be in orbit. It's just going to take a huge time period to go around, so it's not really a finite range for something to be in orbit. But, yeah, anyway. Plume. Those of us on the vessel originally followed the eye's signal to this star system, but we were unable to warp to the eye itself. Privet. The locator we built on the Addle Rock and the new, more sensitive locator we built here were both unable to detect any trace of the eye's signal. Cassava. Suppose the eye doesn't wish to be found. Plume. Cassava, how can you suggest that? The eye's signal called out to summon us to this star system. Cassava, I'm aware. I grew up hearing the eye's story, yet we're no closer to finding it than you were when you first arrived here. Avens, hypothesis, the eye has stopped emitting its signal. Okay. Now we're digging into some deep lore here. They came searching for the eye, but once they got here, they couldn't find its signal or determine where it was. Conway, how should our methods change as we continue our search for the eye of the universe? Privet, as we couldn't find the eye's signal using 2 different devices built for this exact purpose, we should discontinue this search method. Mallow, we know what the eye looks like thanks to the quantum moon. I wonder what that means. So what if we try to find the eye visually instead? Let's send out a probe. Cassava, Mallow's idea is clever, but we have no idea where the eye is in relation to here. The probability of launching a probe in the correct direction would be absurdly small. Conway, I believe I have a solution for that problem. Have you spoken with Ramy and Pi about the technology they're developing? Okay. Avens, we need to build a probe launching mechanism to cover those long distances quickly. A cannon in orbit around a celestial body would circumvent the need to escape gravity's pull. Yeah, that makes sense. If you get higher up and basically in orbit, you have less of a potential to escape from in order to send out the probe. That makes sense. So that's probably how they came up with the idea for the orbital probe cannon. Cassava, Giant's Deep would be a good choice. It's furthest from the sun, so it would provide the best angles for launch. And it's moonless, except when the quantum moon is visiting. I think Deep Bramble is actually furthest, but it doesn't look like a very stable plan, and maybe they didn't want to risk it. Avens, yes, let's build the cannon in orbit around Giant's Deep. Okay, so I think the order of events here is they set up this observatory to try to find the eye of the universe. They couldn't find it, decided to go with a different method, which was tracking it down visually, so sending out probes for it. They decided to go to Giant's Deep for that. While they were building the probe cannon there, one of the components they made accidentally fell, got picked up by the reverse tornado, and fell below the core, which they didn't think was possible. Fast forward to now, the probe cannon fires, the module that tracks where the probe has gone has fallen off and is itself below the core, so it must have also gone through the reverse tornado. So we should be able to track it down ourselves if we take advantage of that. Okay, well, I think that is a very good place to end this extra long episode today. Thank you everyone for watching along with this, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and click the bell to be sure you get notifications of new uploads. See you again soon.